dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome back to Cricket Happenings today. This on a Friday. And on this Cricket Happenings show, as I'm talking to you right now, we have a match underway, which is the third one-day international between New Zealand and Pakistan. This is the third one-day international, and this is all for Pakistan. This is a very crucial match. If at all they don't win it, then it is curtains for Pakistan in this ODI series, as New Zealand would have won the series today. So right now, New Zealand are in a very good position. In fact, bringing you the live update here from Dunedin in New Zealand. The New Zealand scored. New Zealand were the ones who actually won the toss in the third one-day international, and currently the score stands at 154 for 2. Where the skipper Williamson is not out on 71 of 96 deliveries with 7 fours. And Ross Taylor is batting on 28 of 30 balls with 2 fours. So it's a good situation. So I will come back to that later. So this is a live cricket update. I will come and have a look at the wickets that has fallen. And also today what I'm going to speak is the 26th match. There was a Big Bash League match which was played between the Melbourne Stars and Melbourne Renegades. And the reason I want to speak about it is because Kevin Pietersen is still showing that he has it in him to enter any of the cricket teams in the world. So I'll be talking about that as well, and then we have a look at some cricket news. So let's first talk about oh sorry, I really forgot. There's one main thing that I need to cover, and that is a very, very important thing, and that is the one which is going to start off or kick off this Cricket Happening show today, and that is going to be the preview of the second test match which is coming up between South Africa and India at Centurion Park, at Supersport Park as it is known as. Supersport Park in Centurion is the one which is holding the second test match, and I'm going to do a brief preview. So sorry, so I have to definitely start off with that as India take on South Africa at Supersport Park in Centurion. So let's talk about that. So first we will do a preview of that before I start off this cricket show. So just doing a preview, South Africa definitely on the ascendant, no doubt about it. They have already won the, as you know, they have already won the first test match in a very challenging manner, and now it's up to India. So let's have a look at the Indian team. Well, the Indian team, there was a talk whether Ajinkya Rahane will make it. One does not know, but well, looking at the combination, I don't think India will be pressed to actually change the combination. Shikhar Dhawan has to, well, I'm sorry about that. I know there is a sound coming in here. So as far as that is concerned, well, Shikhar Dhawan has to get over the problem, and the problem that we are talking about as far as Shikhar Dhawan is concerned is going and pulling the short balls where he has actually lost his wicket, and that is what one does not really need that, as you all know. So that will be very interesting to see whether Shikhar Dhawan can get over that, where he goes and so one does not know whether Shikhar Dhawan can kick that habit where he goes and pulls the short one. India will be relieved that there is no Dale Steyn in this particular game, and Dale Steyn also bowled very well, as we all know. So that is a great relief for India. And looking at them, Virat Kohli needs to really look at it, because the problem for Virat Kohli happens to be that now the opposition bowlers know for a fact that Virat Kohli is a bit susceptible outside the off stump when especially a wide ball is bowled. They try to bowl a wide so that they force Virat Kohli to go and reach for the ball, and in the process, when he does that, he invariably loses his wicket and is caught in the slip cordon. So that is what Virat Kohli has to iron up in this particular game. Other than that, he is really good. As you all know, Shikhar Dhawan, as I already told you, Murli Vijay would be opening the innings along with Shikhar Dhawan. Cheteshwar Pujara definitely would be expected to give a better performance than what he did. Rohit Sharma. So India definitely needs to put runs on the board. The bowling is coming very well. It's all about putting runs on the board, and that's what would matter according to me in the second test match, the Super Sport Park in Centurion. Then Hardik Pandya, well, he did a good job. He was the one who rescued India from a very sorry situation. Riddhiman Saha needs to get some runs. The bowling has been looking good. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Shami, Bumrah, everybody operating very well. Pandya himself. So bowling is not a big issue, I would say, but batting really needs to perk up in this second test match. No doubt about it. I'm told the Super Sport Park strip in Centurion will have a lot of pace and bounce. And let me tell you, South Africa have always looked very good at Super Sport. In fact, if you look at the success rate, they have won 17 out of 22 tests. So that will tell you that is a happy hunting ground for South Africa. So India will be aware about that. And the weather has been dry over there, and also the temperatures are going to go into the early 30s as well. So one can say that we could see some good batting as well, and I'm told there'll be something in it for the pace bowlers, the swing bowlers, and also a bit in for the spinners, probably at a later date. Batting could also be something which we could have a real some entertainment there. As far as South Africa are concerned, well, Dean Elgar will be definitely knowing that he needs to get over the early problems that he faces when he's shaky in the beginning. So Aidan Markram and Dean Elgar have to see to it that they could put up a good foundation for the other South African batting to follow. Hashim Amla failed in both the innings, but we all know that form is temporary but class is permanent. That's what Hashim Amla is. De Villiers and du Plessis definitely did their bit, and in the first test match. Quinton de Kock also played an attractive looking innings. The bowling, Vernon Philander would be a big threat for India, as you know what he did with the ball in the first test match. And Kagiso Rabada and Mone Morkel. And now the only thing is it'll be interesting to see who replaces Dale Steyn, whether it is going to be Chris Morris or Lungi Gidi. I would rather play for Chris Morris because South Africa are in a good position. They would like to have the experience instead of putting a sort of a fairly new bowler like Lungi Gidi, who is definitely good, no doubt about it. He bowls with lots of pace. I would rather say Chris Morris should be in the mix because he has the experience, and also his batting, being an all-rounder, that also helps a lot. So I think they would go with Philander, Morris, Rabada and Morkel, and then Keshav Maharaj to chip in with his spin as well. So I think we are in for a real treat as far as the second test match is concerned, and India are the ones who are under immense pressure as far as Centurion is concerned. So it will be interesting to see as to what the Indian batting can do. It's all about, I think it's about putting runs on the board. The Indian bowlers are doing a fairly good job. So I think they have to get support from the Indian batsmen now. That's what is the key according to me. So now let's, so in the meanwhile, I think in the New Zealand versus Pakistan, when I'm talking to you right now, I see that a wicket has gone, and I have to tell you, the wicket has gone. The skipper Williamson has fallen right away. Now it was not smart cricket or not good cricket from Williamson. It was a slower delivery from Ruman Rais, and Williamson has left his crease and he has tried to come and probably loft him, and in the process he tried to hit it over the head of Hafiz at mid-off, and it was Hafiz actually taking it on the second attempt, but nevertheless Williamson is gone. Caught Mohammad Hafiz bowled Ruman Rais for 73 of 101 balls, 7 fours, and I have to say Ruman Rais has looked a real picture today. I mean, Ruman Rais was very costly in the previous two one-day matches, and Pakistan would be very happy to see that Ruman Rais has bowled a good line today. If you look at his bowling figures, really is impressive. 6.4 overs, no maiden, And as I'm talking to you, the new person who has come to the crease is Tom Latham, and Tom Latham races on to a four. I mean, he gets a four of the very first ball from Ruman Reis and opens his account very, very quickly as the New Zealand score, as I'm talking to you, is 162 for 3. We are on the 34th over right now, and Ruman Reis has definitely done a good job for Pakistan. We'll come back to that later once again as a wicket fell. That's the reason I reached Dunedin. Now once again we go to Australia now, the Trans-Tasman neighbours Australia, where the Big Bash League is being followed. And the reason I want to talk about this game, which was the 26th match, which was played between Melbourne Stars and Melbourne Renegades, is the simple reason is that Melbourne Stars have been Stars have been struggling in this tournament, as you know. And the reason I talk about it is because Kevin Pietersen, what a knock from Kevin Pietersen. I mean, if you look at the bowling attack, they had Mohammad Nabi, the Afghanistan right arm off spinner from the Melbourne Renegades team, doing a wonderful job. What a spell of bowling from Mohammad Nabi, really showing that he could be one of the best bowlers for Afghanistan. 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 15, and that's splendid bowling according to me. John Holland got some tonk from Kevin Pietersen, 2 overs for 21. Kane Richardson 1 for 36. Bravo 4 overs, none for 38. And Wildermuth 1 for 27. And Grant Hogg really disappeared. 2 overs, was thrashed for 30. Alright, looking at the Melbourne Stars innings, Hanscom make 41 of 37 deliveries, 4 fours. Dunk, who has been not having a very good Big Bash tournament, I'm afraid to say, was out for naught. He was a victim of Mohammad Nabi. But look at Kevin Pietersen's knock. I mean, absolutely splendid knock. And this bloke is still showing that that he has it in him to play in any team in the world. I mean, what a knock from him. 74 of 46 deliveries, which included 4 fours and 5 sixes. He went after Hogg. He also hit Ben Dunk, not Ben Dunk, sorry. He also hit John Holland for a couple of sixes as well. And then it was Maxwell who provided the fireworks in the end with an unbeaten 31 of 16 deliveries, 2 fours and 2 sixes, which gave the Melbourne Stars a target of 167 for 4 on the board. James Faulkner, who's another one who's been struggling with this cricket, I would say, because he struggled. He could eke out only 10 of 12 balls without a boundary and a 6, and this is something which normally does not happen. As you know, James Faulkner has the ability to send the ball soaring into the sky always, but he has not been able to hit his straps at all in this Big Bash League tournament. Now, that is 167 for 4, and let's have a look at the Melbourne Renegades reply. It was a close match. In fact, the Melbourne Renegades, I'm trying to see how much they made. Ludeman made 13 of 14 deliveries with 1 6. Harris was out for naught. Short mustered 16 of 15, 1 4, 1 6. Dwayne Bravo hit one massive 6 by making 26 of 18 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6. Cooper made 19 of as many balls with 1 6, and Mohammad Nabi contributed 23, a quick fire 23 of 17 deliveries, which had 3 boundaries. And also Richardson was not out on 9, and they made 144 for 9, thus losing the match, and Melbourne Stars picking up their victory. The bowling, Worrell had 2 for 25, 3 for 27 for Coleman, 2 for 28 Hastings, 1 apiece to Gulbis and Faulkner, and Kevin Pietersen was named man of the match, and that's the precise reason I wanted to talk about this particular game, which was the 26th in the Big Bash League. Now, we'll have a look at some cricket news here pretty quickly. I'm trying to get on to that right now just to see what I can really talk about. So let's get on to some cricket news and see what's the cricket news saying here. So I'm just trying to get on to that, dear fans, friends, subscribers, to have a look at the cricket news and see what is in store here. Well, I can say one thing. Pubudu Dasanayake, the Sri Lankan wicketkeeper batsman, who also coached Cricket Canada. I do remember him when I actually, I did a short stint at Asian Television Network, where I had the opportunity to interview the president of Cricket Canada, the CEO of Cricket Canada, and I also interviewed this gentleman, Pubudu Dasanayake, who, as I said, was coaching Canada, and I do remember him. I remember interviewing him, so I just remembered him, and he now is the coach of the United States of American team, and what he says is a very, very valid point. He says, if at all the United States of American cricket has to really be very good and on par with international cricket, he says that they need to make a lot of tours of the West Indies, and that will probably give a real boost, and I think I really agree with him. He also cited examples of Afghanistan players going and playing in Pakistan and see what it has done to them, and also he quoted one more example, which I am going to really tell you what exactly he was talking about. One was the example of Pakistan, where the Afghanistan players actually went and played, and they did a good job. And he also spoke about some other countries, so I'm just trying to see. Yes, he was talking about the associate nations. In fact, he mentioned Namibia, who went and played in the South African first class system, and that also helped them. They benefited, like Ireland, Scotland, and Netherlands played, because of a lot of their players actually playing in English county cricket. That helped a lot, and these are the a few examples that he gave, and he said that if United States of America could actually play against the West Indies a lot, that could really be something which could be really, really helping matters and giving a good boost for the United States of American cricket. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I'm going to give you the live update, and I'm just going to say what's the situation right now as I'm talking. Score is 172 for 3. Latham is not out on 7 of 9 balls, 1 4. Ross Taylor is doing a good job, 37, and 172 for 3 is the score. Today, once again, Munro was consumed very early. New Zealand won the toss and elected to bat, and Colin Munro, after hitting a 6, was consumed very, very quickly. Fahim Ashraf was the one who got his wicket when Colin Munro was out, caught behind of the bowling of Fahim Ashraf, 8 of 4 balls. But Martin Guptill played a good hand. He contributed 45, 62 balls, 4 fours and 1 6 before being run out, where Sarfraz Ahmed Shadab Khan combination. And I think the New Zealand are looking good here, 174 for 3. Ross Taylor is in control. They still have a lot of batting to come. Tom Latham is in the middle. They have Henry Nichols in the hut. They have Mitchell Santner. Todd Astle can bat as well. Saudi can swing his bat a few yards. So there is a lot of batting still to come, and I think New Zealand would still be eyeing a total close to 300 here, to my reckoning. Well, dear fans and subscribers, it has been a real pleasure talking to you on this cricket show, and hoping to bring you more entertainment on this cricket show. I'll be seeing you all tomorrow, that's on Saturday, on my next cricket show. Until then, it's good night from Ram Studios. Thank you.